Here we go, here we go, here we go. Hey, somebody shout breakthrough. Somebody shout breakthrough. Welcome back to the Life Channel where we talk about faith, finance, business, and breakthrough. And today, in honor of my business credit workshop that's coming up this Saturday, we're going to talk a little bit about credit. We're going to talk a little bit about business credit. A tad bit of foundational pieces about it. So, of course, you guys know credit is the luxury. It's the ability to purchase a thing, a product or service, and pay for it incrementally. Okay? So, you buy a house for $580,000. You buy a car for $70,000. You do not go to the dealership with $70,000 cash because you have credit, right? You have credit to be able to pay for the thing incrementally, to leverage the beautiful thing that we have in the earth called credit in order to acquire the thing that you desire. The same thing with the house. You're looking to purchase a house for $580 grand. You do not have to wire $580 grand to the title company because you indeed have the luxury of having credit. Okay? And so the thing that I'm super on fire about right now is just the aspect of business credit. Okay? And just by my dwelling with the Spirit and really seeking even more revelation on it outside of its plain understanding, credit buys us time. Okay, especially business credit. We utilize the business, the entity, to leverage our way into acquiring more credit in order to build, grow, and expand our enterprises. And so when we begin to take a look at the business credit piece, it buys us time. Of course, we know that we are all operating in a limited time frame. Okay, one day I'm going to pass. One day you're going to pass, but if we can utilize leverage in the earth in order to acquire more cash, to produce out into the marketplace that will ultimately bring us more cash, then we're on the right road and the right trajectory. I'm going to give you guys a few examples. So let's just say hypothetically, you're in the process of, let's say, writing a book, okay? You're in the process of writing a book and you need to pay for marketing. Well, it may take you, let's say you're somebody that makes 100 grand a year, or let's say you make 200 grand a year, and we're really working on hard cash, right? We're really working on hard cash. We're working on hard numbers based on what you actually bring in after taxes. Okay? Let's just say hypothetically your check is getting cut in half by 50%. Okay, your check is getting cut by 50%. You make $200,000 a year, you're bringing home 100 grand. Okay, you're bringing home 100 grand, you make $8,000 a month. Okay, now let's just say hypothetically, it takes you 6 months. Hypothetically, it takes you 6 months to draw in $50,000. Okay, you want to utilize the $50,000 for marketing. You want to utilize the $50,000 to pay an assistant. You want to utilize the $50,000 to pay somebody to edit for you. You want to pay somebody $50,000 to manage your social media, right? I'm talking about the comprisement of the 50 grand, right? So you got several people working on your team, and over the course of 6 months to a year, you need to pay out 50 grand. Now, in paying out that 50 grand may be bringing you back 200 grand, okay? So you're paying out, we're going to work some math on my handy dandy notebook. You're paying out $50,000. I hope you guys can see. And from this $50,000, this $50,000 is projected, or you anticipate this $50,000 bringing in $200,000. Now, without the luxury of business credit, you have to now go exchange 6 months of your life. 6 months of your life. I'm going to say that again. You're exchanging 6 months of your life in order to get your book project off the ground, or your business, or your consulting company, or your graphic design company. It's taking you 6 months to get it off the ground because you're now exchanging a portion of your life in order to get the 50 grand. Well, what the credit does is the credit gives you the ability to go and get a $50,000 credit card, to go get a $50,000 line of credit, to go get a $50,000 business loan, which in turn gives you the luxury to buy back your time. See, I'm 31 years old. I'll never get this 31st year back ever again on this side of eternity, on this realm of life, on this side. I'll never get that 31st year back. If you're 40, you'll never get the 40th year back. If you're 17, you'll never get the 17th year back. If you're 52, you'll never get that time back. And so it's my belief that God placed us all in the earth with a vision, with a purpose, with a destiny. And so the Spirit gave me an example and was showing me this. I saw this thing in the Spirit. Somebody trying to run 1 mile or walk 1 mile with one leg. I'm talking about hopping the entire 4 laps. Hopping. Now, God is so good, he'll grace me to do that, right? But things get a little bit better when I have my second leg. See, when I have one leg, I'm hopping. When I have one leg, I may be tired. I may get fatigued very fast. I may even get discouraged because I'm looking at how long the road is alone. But when I get my second leg working for me, I'm now in motion. I'm now in motion to get to my vision faster. I can get to my vision smarter. I can get to my destiny more efficient. I can get there more efficient because I now have a piece of collateral. I now have a piece of leverage that I can utilize to help me get there. So that piece right there, I know a lot of times people talk about credit. Stay away from that credit. Don't utilize that credit. Let me tell you something. You want to stay away from bad debt. Okay, I have a $50,000 credit card and I'm stressed, so now it's time to go to Cancun. I have a $50,000 credit card and I'm tired of driving my Honda Accord, so let me go buy a CLS. So let me go buy a S550. Let me put a portion down for an S550. That right there could be bad debt if those vehicles are not making you money. But good debt could be, I'm going to go buy a car and rent it out. I'm going to go buy a house and rent it out. I'm going to take $30,000 and invest it inside of this new marketing campaign over this new product that I'm creating right now. This right here is what we call good debt. See, if I go $250,000 in good debt, I'm flourishing. If I go $250,000 in bad debt, I get a horrible credit score because my utilization has now risen beyond what it needs to rise to. And so it's understanding the differentiation between bad debt and good debt. Bad debt and good debt. I want to talk a piece about this, okay? You guys gonna hear me talking about this a lot because it gets me so excited, okay? Understanding the framework when it comes to credit, okay? Understanding the framework. Of course, on the personal side, the 3 major credit bureaus are TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. All right, so you have 3 major business credit bureaus, okay? You have Dun & Bradstreet, you have Experian Business, and then you also have Equifax Business, okay? So in those 3, you have 3 different scores, all right? Your Dun & Bradstreet, from Dun & Bradstreet, you'll get what's called a Paydex score. You'll get a Paydex score. From Equifax Business, you'll get what's called a PayNet score. All right, when I purchased a vehicle in my business name, they went to Equifax and they pulled my PayNet score. They didn't pull Paydex. They didn't pull my TransUnion personal. They didn't pull my Equifax personal. They pulled Equifax PayNet. Okay? The last one is Experian Business. Experian Business gives you what's called a telescore. So you may go to one banking institution and they may pull from your Experian telescore. They're not going to pull from Dun & Bradstreet. They're not going to pull from Equifax, but they may pull Experian and telescore. Okay, so it's imperative that we understand and know where each banking institution or creditor that we're seeking pulls from. This gives us the ability to be able to maximize funding, to be able to strategically navigate the realm of business credit. Okay, so understanding those 3 is key. Now, I want to give you guys something before I go that's really key. So it's an acronym that the Spirit gave me. All right, it's knowing your path. I know y'all like to mix words up. It's not path, but it's path. Okay, understanding your path. When you go to a banking institution, a lending institution, you want to know first, the first P is where do you pull from? Where do you pull from? Do you pull from my personal side? Do you pull from my business side? Or do you pull from both? Do you pull from Equifax? Do you pull from TransUnion? Do you pull from Experian? Or do you pull from all three? On the business side, do you pull my IntelliScore? Do you pull my PayNet score? Or do you pull my PayDex score? Okay, understanding where they pull from gives you more leverage in the marketplace as you're navigating. Okay, because if you have 7 institutions that all pull your PayNet score, you may want to be cautious about applying to all 7 of them at the same time. You may want to space it out a bit. Okay, because business credit inquiries stay on your business credit report for 9 months. Okay, so it's not as long as on the personal side where it stays on for 24 months. Okay, so you may apply to 3 and then wait 6 or 7 or 8 months, right? And then apply to the next 3. Okay, the next letter in the acronym is A. Understanding what type of approval you'll be receiving from this institution. Is this approval based on artificial intelligence? Will I get an instant approval based on the information that I place online? Or is it a manual underwriting process? Okay, if it's a manual underwriting process, they're going to want far much more than just stated income. Okay, they're going to want balance sheets. They're going to want profit and loss statements. Okay, they're going to want to look at your financials. Okay, opposed to if a banking institution just approves it instantly, then it's based on AI, it's based on artificial intelligence, and they're looking at stated income. The last piece to the acronym, remember, we're on a journey. What is your path for? Okay, what's your path? The last piece is F, understanding the footprint. Okay, each banking institution has a fiduciary responsibility to reinvest inside of their neighborhoods that they operate in. Okay, so whether that's low income underserved communities, they have an obligation, they have a fiduciary responsibility to invest in those neighborhoods. So with that being said, a lot of institutions, especially regional community banks, they have to stay within their what's called footprint. Okay, their footprint. There was one time I applied for a bank that was down south. Right? I applied to this bank that was down south and got denied because of my address. Okay? Because of where I was located. So if you can leave out of your house or leave out of your business establishment and you can see the bank, then you can operate and do business with that bank. Okay? But if it's not a national bank and you're trying to apply to a small community bank that is all the way on the West Coast and you're on the East Coast, or you're on the West Coast and the bank is all the way on the East Coast, if they're operating in that particular realm, you need to be in their footprint in order to get funding, in order to be supplied with a approval, in order to flow in the approval realm. So listen, that right there is what we needed to discuss today, baby. How business credit buys you time, it saves you cash, and then also understanding the 3 major credit bureaus. I love you guys. I hope you all have an amazing day. I can't wait to see you next time on the next episode of the Life Channel, baby. I'll talk to y'all soon.